Hello, everyone. This is Heather Peckin, and today we're going to talk about the 7 money mindset blocks that you need to know, especially if you have a business or even if you have a career. I find that these are really helpful in order for you to open up to more abundance. Now, before we begin, if you want to be considered for my monthly drawing to win a copy of one of my books in the digital form, make sure you subscribe to my channel and also give me a thumbs up and comment below. So comment below which book that you're most interested in, and every month I will draw a name randomly. Okay, so actually the books, my latest book is the La Dolce Vita Formula, A Woman's Guide to Living a Fearless and Fabulous Life. And the other book open for the drawing is my Woman on Fire Entrepreneur. So either one, put it in the comments below. Okay, so let's dive into today's topic. Oh my gosh, I have 7 things I want to talk about in order to really draw your attention to what your specific money mindset blocks are. So you might want to take out a piece of paper and see what resonates most with you. Okay, number 1 is not living your life according to your highest values. Now, I'm going to actually drop a link in the comments below. I go through the 7 areas of life, what values are, and why those are important. But if you're not living according to your highest values, what happens if you're trying to set goals that are not in alignment with your highest values, what happens is that you're not going to hit your goal. And when you don't hit your goal, you're going to start beating yourself up. So identifying your top 3 highest values, which are in the 7 areas of life, is really key. If you don't do that, if you're not living your life according to your highest values, that is going to block your money. That is going to block your abundance. And it's so critical. This is the very first thing that I do when I sit down with clients. We do this assessment. So again, go ahead and watch that video. The second thing is not following your unique formula. So your unique formula is understanding your highest values. We all live by our top 3. Now, this is important. If you're not following your unique formula, look at every area of your life. I want you to scan your life and just write down what is not working for you. Ask yourself, why is this not working? You know why it's not working? Because you're not being true to yourself. You're not being authentic, right? And what I find, this shows up, especially if you have a business. Have you ever looked at someone's like swipe copy, marketing, paste, whatever, and they tell you whatever the guru tells you to follow that, but guess what? It's not converting for you. Well, this is a great example about not following your unique formula, or even trying to build your business and your brand that is just not congruent. It's not in alignment. So that's a huge money block. So I had an example with a client who actually redid her entire business model because she was sold on another business model who's her coach, they said, oh, this works. This has made me a lot of money, which could be true. But when it came to, just turning on her money funnel, it didn't work. It did not work because it was not in alignment with her unique formula. So this is really, really, really critical. If you're not following your unique formula, it's going to be a money block. Okay. So let's talk about number 3. It is focusing on what you don't want. This is a money block. Think about it. If you are looking at your day, scanning your day, and really check the contents of your mind, how many of you are focusing on what you don't want? Now, every time you focus on what you don't want, what happens is you start rewiring that in your brain over and over again, over and over again. It's like Groundhog Day. And this is why it's important to understand that your subconscious mind is it's so powerful. 95% of your beliefs, your habits, and behaviors comes from your subconscious mind. So when I find people are trying to change the outer circumstances, they're trying to change their bank account, but they're not looking within, it's a recipe for disaster. And this is a money block. So the question is, okay, Heather, I know I've got this money block. I keep focusing on what is not working. how in the heck do I change this? Well, you must impress upon the subconscious mind what you do want, and that is through repetition. So a quick little hack that you can use is when you are focusing on what you don't want, in the moment, you've got to catch yourself, okay? You got to catch yourself, girlfriend. And then you've got to focus on what you do want. A simple little phrase that you can ask yourself, is this thought, what I'm thinking, getting me closer to my goal or further away? And I know that's so simple, but yet it's powerful. So every time you have that negative thought, and it's all of a sudden like you go to doom and gloom, right? Because your subconscious mind is programmed. You have to interrupt it. Think about the new image that you want to impress in your subconscious mind. You focus on that, and then that's when you can start shifting that money mindset block. Okay, so let's talk about number 3. Focusing on, I should say, or actually number 4, attached to the outcome, attached to the specific outcome. So let's look at, any area of your life. Like, let's just take it in the context of a relationship. Have you ever you were so obsessed that a relationship had to work out, and because of it, maybe you created some self-sabotage? I know who you are. I know who you are. I know I've done it. But anyways, when you're attached to something, I mean, think about it. When you're attached to money, that it has to come in this specific form, it has to come through these specific clients. How does that make you feel? I don't know about you, but that used to make me feel extremely stressed. I was like pulling my hair out going, okay, why isn't this working? And so this is a huge block. When you're attached to a specific outcome, what happens in your brain is you start locking down, right? You start closing down, you lose your focus, you start creating more stress in your body. The more stress, think about this, the more stress that you have in your body, you start manifesting dis-ease in your body. Things like autoimmune diseases. We now have a whole field of study called psychoneuroimmunology of how the mind impacts disease. So your thoughts are really, really critical, your feelings, and of course, this whole thing about attachment. So when I'm working with clients, one of the things that I tell them to do is really just focus on letting go. Don't get attached to the specific outcome. Start focusing on really what you want to feel, and you just keep taking action, because that money can show up in many sources. It could be one or many sources. So don't be attached to the specific outcome. I find, especially if you're a coach or a consultant, if you've ever done a launch and it flopped, I know it's happened to me in the past, and you were so attached on that launch being successful. And as a result, what happened? Your focus went down. You didn't trust that, hey, am I really supposed to do this? And it's a recipe for disaster. So do not be attached to a specific outcome, okay? The next thing, and I alluded to this before, is you don't trust yourself. You planted the seed in your business, you're taking action, and you're not trusting that things will work out. This is a huge money block for a lot of women. You must be able to exercise your trust muscle. And to me, this is practice. So one of the things I recommend, if you're not trusting, if you're just second guessing yourself, is you have to have a fearless vision. I have a whole method around this that I coach my clients around, and you've got to get clear on that, because if you don't get clear and you're not unwavering with your fearless vision, you won't trust yourself. You won't trust that everything that you're working on is going to flow, right? You're going to keep meeting with resistance. So how do you build your trust muscle? One of the things I recommend is go back, scan your life, and look at moments where you didn't really think about things. You just trusted that it would work out, and it did. This is a great example how you can retrain that subconscious mind to trust yourself. It is through that repetition which you can change that money mindset block. And guess what? Once you start doing that, you'll start aligning yourself with more money, more clients, and more opportunities. Okay, so let's go to the next one. You don't value yourself. Oh, this is a big one. Okay. So when you don't value yourself in your business, you know what happens? You have another money block, right? This is another money block. What does this look like? Well, it could look like clients not paying you. It could also look like the wrong types of clients come into your business because you're not charging enough. And I have to tell you, that's actually a good sign. And I know you might think I'm crazy, but it's a good sign. You know why? Because it tells you, it's feedback that you need to change something. You need to value yourself. So when I'm working with clients, this is exactly what we do. We look to see, especially if you have a coaching or a consulting business, how much you want to charge. What do you think is a stretch? And then being able to link your value to that service or product. If you can't see the value, your clients won't either. And so the world is a reflection of how you internalize your value. It's just kind of like if you've ever been in relationships. I know this has happened to me in the past when I didn't value myself. I would keep attracting these guys that were not available. Can you relate to me? Have you ever been in that situation? So don't just look in your business, look at every single area of your life and see where you're not valuing yourself. Okay. So that's tied into your money. It's a huge block, but especially when it comes to your prices. Okay. So please do yourself a favor, raise your fees. And when you start raising your fees, if you're attracting these clients that are an energy drain, you're going to attract clients that are more in alignment once you do this internal work. Okay. So what you don't want to do is just write some number on a piece of paper and think you're going to be able to charge it. You absolutely must and change internally. This is my superpower. This is what I work with clients on all day long, help them to break through this block in their business or any area of their life, is that internalization of their value. Okay. So let's look at the last one. The last one is, now I want you to be like serious with me. Are you retelling and reliving your money story? Now, I know who you are. I know you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, Heather, I'm retelling my money story. What does that look like? You keep living in the past. You keep saying things like, I've invested money in this program, it didn't work out. Or I grew up in a household where, money was scarce and this is just me. Well, I'm telling you, this is a money block, girlfriend. This is a money block. Until you learn how to break through that, then you'll keep reliving the story. So the story actually is a benefit to you because it's a benefit in a way where it gets you out of working on yourself, right? And so internalizing and realizing, wait a minute, this story is actually getting me stuck. So what I want you to do is rewrite your money story. Get out of your head. Stop telling your money story. Okay. So when you're talking to people, stop doing it. Stop doing it. If you're emailing me and telling me your money story, unless you want to fix it, right? Unless you're hired me, you want to hire me, or you want to get in my programs, I don't want to hear it. And I'm not trying to be mean, but it's such a disservice to you. It's such a disservice. So again, what is your story? Identify what's your money story. Realize it's blocking you. Write down how this money story is impacting you, not only in your business, but I can guarantee you it's impacting you in other areas of your life. I find a lot of women that have this issue, it bleeds into their relationships. It bleeds into their health and fitness. You've got challenges, right? So all of these subconscious programs are blocking you. They're blocking you from your abundance, your prosperity. And I'm here to empower millions of women to get out of their own way, to go after what they really want and create their fearless vision. So I hope this video helped you. Let me know, comment below. Let me know if you want to get into the drawing, and I'll talk to you soon. And until next time, live fearlessly.